You need to hear this if you're a paranormal enthusiast. Ready to dive into the unknown? Join the Tristan channel as we journey through spine-tingling paranormal encounters, unexplained supernatural phenomena, and perhaps some eye-popping UFO sightings. Our world is full of mysteries, and together we'll explore the eerie, the bizarre, and the downright unexplainable. From haunted houses to cryptic creatures, we'll react to the most chilling and baffling compilations. So if you're ready to test your courage and expand your mind, hit that subscribe button and let's unravel the unknown together. Welcome to the adventure. Welcome to the Tristan channel.
Hello and welcome to the Tristan channel, or welcome back if you've already subscribed. Now, as you know, I appreciate my OG subscribers, but can I just say, because of the influx I've had and that, a special welcome to the new subscribers, and thank you for all the likes and some of the positive feedback you give me, and sharing your views, especially about like Star Trek and stuff like that. It's really cool. So thank you for those of you who have just joined. Really appreciate it. Thank you. So for those of you who have just joined this channel, a couple of videos or so ago, maybe more than that, I was trying to look out for, even though I do visit our favourites, don't get me wrong, I try to look out for new channels to see if they do, because different styles are quite good and stuff, you know what I mean? And also, I like to help other channels out as well, so, we all help each other out. That's what we should all be working together, and, because, like YouTube is seen as the new sort of like streaming service, isn't it? Because people said to me, because people kept saying to me at work, oh, you should be on to, I probably told the story to those of you who've already subscribed for some time, but they said to me, oh, you should always be on TV or film. I was like, it's never going to happen, please. But don't worry, if I ever do get lucky, which I don't blow my own trumpet, because I don't have any. I'm probably the most self-deprecating, but is it deprecating? You know what I mean? Person ever. I don't think, oh yes, I'm going to make it big. I'll be lucky to get a job as an extra, unless of course they film at my place of work. Then I'll be lucky. But YouTube's become the new streaming things, and I think all YouTubers should help each other out, which some do. You know what I mean? Some, especially if you react. You put the link in the thing down below, and also you offer out advice, because I'm a big fan of Casper Site. And Casper Site is, if it wasn't for his advice, I would have given up doing this channel. So yeah, anyway, with that, I found a new channel called Cursed Notes, and this is most disturbing abandoned building encounters caught on camera. Now, we've had a few of those before with Urbex, with compilations showing like Urbex Hill, and sometimes it'd be some weirdo bastard who's like there, squatting, shoot up, some weirdo bastard. Because sometimes humans can be just as dangerous as ghosts. Then sometimes you'll see like the ring bitch and the shadow, all kinds of nasties, don't you? So let's see what they capture in this collection of abandoned locations. Alrighty then. I know what you're thinking, that impression was really terrible. Thing is, I used to be really good at impressions, but I can't do them so much now. It's not by command anyway. If someone said to me, oh, do Gandalf, I can't just pull him out of the hat. I usually have to do it by accident. People say I do a good Christopher Walken, but I just can't. Even, the thing is, people hear different things, like singing, because you could sing and think that you sound terrible, but everyone else thinks you sound good, you know what I mean? It's like when you record yourself, you sound weird. And, so yeah, but to me, it sounds perfect to me if I do it by accident. If I'm taken by surprise, I'm like, wow! You know what I mean? Like it does. But yeah, I used to be able to do it well, and I used to be able to do Gollum, but the problem is I smoked too much, so I couldn't do that. But technically I can. One time I lost it at work, And so I wouldn't get in trouble, I just went off on one and just act like I had a split personality, you know, like, no, we mustn't precious, you know, basically act like Gollum. It's fucking hilarious. So, yeah. Customers laugh and the manager laughs, so I got away with it. So, anyway.
In October of 2022, a YouTuber named Chris Hill, who runs the channel Urbex Hill, uploaded a rather disturbing video documenting his investigation of an abandoned substation. His channel is dedicated to urban exploration, and he frequently uploads footage of his strange and bizarre encounters in various abandoned locations across the United States. In this particular video, Chris decided to explore an abandoned facility known as the Cedar Avenue Substation, located in Cleveland, Ohio. Constructed in 1917, the Cedar Avenue Substation for the Cleveland Railway Company was a historically significant facility in Cleveland. It was the first automatic substation for the company in the city and played a crucial role in the expansion of electric streetcar services, which transformed urban transport in Cleveland. However, as urban transit evolved and newer technologies emerged, the Cedar Avenue Substation was ultimately shut down on June 15, 1948. After being abandoned for over 75 years, the substation has been actively linked to paranormal activity.
I think we watched this, the actual proper investigation of this place, I think. I'm not sure, but...
with numerous reports of ghost sightings and other bizarre occurrences. Despite all of this, Chris chose to investigate the Cedar Avenue substation alone in the middle of the night. As Chris ventured into the building, he found it in a pretty rough state, with deteriorating walls and several decaying animal carcasses lying on the floor. During this time, Chris set up multiple infrared cameras throughout the building to capture anything he might otherwise overlook. As he continued his exploration, he descended into the basement, and that's when he encountered something truly disturbing.
Alright, let's head down. Alright. Whoa. It's noticeably colder in here. What the hell? If you stand right here, it's kind of warm. Like normal temperature. But as soon as you go in here, it gets cold. That is creepy as hell. Shit. Whoa, that is weird. That is weird. Like, I'm not...
Either that or he saw it in a compilation video, but I recognise that hallway.
Not joking on. It's noticeably colder. This is gonna be creepy. Oh, God. Help me. I keep thinking I hear something. Somebody talking. I wonder what these things are used for. It's like these shells are all connected. It seems like. Damn. Can't tell though. Alright, let's keep going.
As Chris walked downstairs and stepped inside one of the rooms, he immediately noted that the temperature in the room was noticeably colder. When he stepped outside, the temperature returned to normal. This detail is particularly alarming, as ghost hunting expert Sam Ashford explains that cold spots can shift within a building or haunted location. This suggests that a spirit might be moving around, absorbing heat from the environment, and thus creating a cold spot in its path. Disturbingly, when Chris peeked inside the long concrete shelf, you could see a white shadowy figure moving in the back. But he didn't notice this detail at the time and continued with his exploration. However, as Chris went back upstairs, his infrared camera captured something truly unexplainable.
666. Hell's door. That's kind of creepy. Damn. Still gotta go down there, too.
Liantos.
That was loud. What the hell? What the fuck? What was that? What the fuck was that noise? All of a sudden, I feel sick. Come on, don't do this.
Ooh, what was
Come
that?
on, man. Oh, fuck.
Oh, it's like a mist. Like a dirty mist.
Come on, man.
The dirty mist. Oh, that's what I say. If you think I look a bit different, it's because I've dyed my hair again, but it's rather than bleached it like blonde, I've gone back to my, well, close to my original colour. I must say, it's knocked a few years off me.
I gotta get out of here.
After Chris heard the loud bang, he stared intently toward the direction of the noise. It was then that a shadowy figure could be seen moving right next to him.
Yes.
When Chris looked back to where the figure was, it had mysteriously vanished, and within seconds, could be seen peeking through a door in a completely different part of the
look
room.
at you.
Disturbingly, just a few moments after this bizarre encounter, Chris suddenly started
I missed that. I was too busy looking behind him, like, you know what I mean?
to feel extremely sick and began throwing up aggressively for the next few minutes. During this time, the white figure could be seen staring directly at Chris before vanishing once again. However, Chris had no knowledge of any of these details until he got back home and watched back the footage. After Chris uploaded this chilling video, he uploaded another video about a month later where he went back to the same abandoned facility to further investigate what he previously witnessed. However, little did Chris know that what he was about to encounter would be far worse than anything he had experienced during his previous visit.
It's probably not a good idea to be back here after what happened last time. I got the same setup, the same IR camera set up, and see if I can catch anything else. So I'm back. Wish me luck. I'm just gonna follow the same path as last time. It's a weird noise in this room. That's creepy.
As Chris walked downstairs and stepped into the room, you could hear an eerie voice that sounded like someone saying, "You're not supposed to be here," followed by a brief pause before warning Chris to run.
It's a weird noise in this room.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah, mate. You're not supposed to be here. Run. Oh, mate.
Despite the creepy voice warning Chris to leave, he didn't hear it at the time and continued with his investigation. As Chris made his way upstairs, he began to explore the rooms where he had previously witnessed the white figure, but this time he did not encounter anything unusual. He then walked down into the basement, where he had previously felt the temperature drop, and to his surprise, he experienced the eerie shift in temperature once again. Nevertheless, Chris didn't back down and decided to investigate anyway. However, as he made his way to the end of the room, that's when things began to take a very bizarre turn.
Here we go.
Wow. Yep, it's still really cold in here. Look, you can see my breath now. Look. Like, that's how you know I'm not lying. It's really creepy in here. As I walk, it sounds like people are talking. Bones are still there. It's nasty. What the hell? What the hell is that? Something. As I walk, it sounds like people are talking. Bones are still there. It's nasty. What the hell? What the hell is that?
Oh, fuck.
Something.
And what's worse, you hear it go dun 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 dun. Oh, I hate that. Oh, look at that. Oh, I hate that. Oh, stop it. Stop doing it to yourself. That's what she said.
Holy shit. I know y'all heard that. That scared the shit
Heard it
out
and
of me.
saw it, mate.
I do have my gun just in case. It might have been an animal. Holy shit.
After hearing the loud crashing noise, Chris, afraid for his life, immediately ran out of the basement. As he rushed back up, he began to investigate what could have caused such a loud noise. During this time, his infrared camera captured a white figure moving through one of the rooms once again. Chris ultimately concluded that the loud crash must have been caused by the crate falling directly above him, but he could not determine who or what was responsible for throwing the crate with such force. Consequently, Chris decided to set up another infrared camera and further investigate his surroundings. However, while he was investigating, that's when things took a very dark turn for Chris.
This big ass box just fell on this grate. Maybe it fell from up there. Oh my God, my heart's racing. You know what? I'm gonna put the IR camera up here while I explore. Yeah, those gotta be raccoons. I can hear them up there. Oh my God. What the f just happened?
It's evident that Chris was forcefully pushed back to the point of being completely knocked out cold for almost 10 minutes. To make matters even more disturbing, as Chris was lying on the floor, white, shadowy particles appeared out of nowhere and could be seen moving from one specific point before vanishing. When Chris finally got back up, he quickly grabbed his cameras and rushed out of the building. What Chris encountered that night is completely unexplainable and remains a mystery. However, based on everything Chris experienced that night and during his previous visit, the only real explanation that comes to mind is that whatever was inside the building did not want him there. During his initial visit, as the white figure approached Chris, he became extremely sick to the point where he had to leave. This time he was first met with creepy voices warning him to leave, followed by the loud crash of the crate falling above him. Ultimately, when Chris still didn't leave the building, whatever was present inside forcefully knocked him out, which sent him running out of the building. And as of the time this video was uploaded, Chris has not returned to the Cedar Avenue substation in Cleveland.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
I'm getting out of it. Alright guys, I don't know what that was. I am not hanging around to find out because that scared the absolute crap out of me. I'm going to get back to the car.
This right here is a YouTuber named Colin, who in October of 2024 uploaded a video titled Exploring an Abandoned Haunted House to his channel The Bearded Explorer. His channel mainly focuses on urban exploration, and he frequently shares footage of him exploring various abandoned locations across the UK. In this particular video, Colin chose to explore an abandoned haunted house situated in the middle of a cemetery. According to Colin, the house once belonged to a classmate of his named Lauren, who lived there with her family. During their time in the house, the family reported hearing strange noises, and Lauren herself admitted to seeing mysterious figures at the foot of her bed. Since then, no one has lived in the house, as it is believed to be haunted. Despite all this, Colin set out to investigate the haunted house alone in the middle of the night. Colin begins the video by walking through the cemetery to reach the haunted house. After locating the house, he squeezes through a small window to enter. As he steps inside, he immediately notices that the house is in poor condition, with deteriorating walls and ceilings, some of which appear as if they could collapse at any moment. Nonetheless, Colin continues his exploration, moving from one room to another. However, just a few minutes into his exploration, while walking through one of the rooms, he suddenly hears the sound of footsteps coming from the upper levels, and that's when things take a turn for the worse for Colin.
Okay, let's go through the hallway. And we've got the main door just there. Okay, let's go in here. There's always a creepy chair. In a room you go in, there's always a creepy chair. Oh, look at the door over there. That's cool. That's really cool. It's like a chapel sort of design door, you know, like a pointy one. What on earth is that? Oh my God, I've just got the biggest, like the goosebumps have gone all up the back of my legs and all on my arms. That's horrible. What was that? I don't know if you heard that, but that sounded like a tap, tap, tap. Okay, I'm going to get out of here. Honestly, the goosebumps in here are horrible. These doors are lovely. Look how thick they are. Oh, God, what the f*** is that? That actually sounded like there was someone upstairs. Hello? Okay, that was horrible. That actually sounded like there was somebody walking around upstairs. This is terrifying now. Let's go and have a look. Oh, I don't like this. I really don't like this. Hello? This one's empty. See outside, there's a road out there. It's very, very dark out there tonight. It's so creepy here, honestly. It's horrible. Okay, let's, that mirror. I don't like that mirror at all. That is horrible.
After Colin heard the sound of footsteps, he immediately called out and went upstairs to investigate. Unfortunately, he did not find anything or anyone who could have caused those footsteps. To make matters even more disturbing, after Colin uploaded this video, his viewers noticed something he had overlooked during his exploration. Many comments from his viewers pointed out that when Colin initially walked into the main hallway, the blue gloves were on top of the cardboard box. But just moments later, as Colin stepped out of the living room, the blue gloves were lying on the floor right next to the box. Disturbingly, when Colin heard the footsteps and was walking up the stairs to investigate, a tennis ball was clearly visible on the edge of the staircase. However, when he entered one of the rooms and came back out, the tennis ball had mysteriously shifted several feet away from its original position. Colin was completely unaware of any of this and was still attempting to find the source of the footsteps. However, as he went back down to investigate further, that's when he stumbled upon something truly disturbing.
Honestly, guys, I'm going to try and get my arm out. The goosebumps, can't see. The goosebumps on my arms and my legs at the moment is horrible. Absolutely horrible. Oh, we've got another room down here, haven't we? Hello? God, I hate it. You think you can hear something. Oh no, there's a ladder. But that's too low to go in there. There's another loft space there. Oh, I can't go out there. You can see the old flint wall up there. Look, that's really cool. Wow. Okay, well, I think this is the last room. I think this is like a cupboard or something. Oh, that's the bathroom.
Oh, fuck that.
After Colin went downstairs and opened the bathroom door, someone or something hiding behind the shower curtains forcefully pushed the curtain aside. Colin, afraid for his life, immediately rushed out of the house and returned to his car. It remains unclear who or what was hiding behind those curtains, as well as how the gloves and tennis ball mysteriously moved from their original positions. It's difficult to determine whether Colin's encounter was paranormal or if a squatter or homeless individual was hiding inside the house all along. However, since Colin left the haunted house before he could discover the truth behind any of these bizarre encounters, this mystery might remain unsolved.
Oh, a short and sweet. Bit of an abrupt ending. Well, if you're wondering why there's a second part to this, well, you might not notice because I edit it in, like. But I was getting into that last one, so I figured, why not? The night is young. Same channel, but this part of the part of the video, same channel, and this is 6 most disturbing camping encounters caught on camera. So it's a bit of a double bill today. So let's go.
In September of 2024, a YouTuber named Megan uploaded a chilling video titled, "I was attacked in the woods by a man," to her channel Megan Page. Her channel primarily documents her everyday lifestyle, and she frequently shares footage of her travels and life updates as she explores the United States. In this particular video, Megan decided to go on a solo camping trip to a forest located in Humboldt County, California. As Megan starts off her video, she mentions that the sole purpose of this trip was to take a break from her busy lifestyle and find peace and solitude in the beautiful forests of California. The first few minutes of the video feature Megan updating her viewers about everything that's going on in her life. And it does appear as though she is completely alone in the woods, as she doesn't hear or see anything unusual. However, just moments later, she suddenly started hearing footsteps coming towards her, and that's when Megan encountered something truly disturbing.
When I got home from the psychiatric facility, there were cockroaches in my bed. Can you believe that? So that's why I'm in Humboldt. I'm staying at my dad's again, and it's really bad. Every day we've been scream fighting. And then I come to the woods for like 4 hours and decompress. and then I go back home, and then he acts like nothing happens. Like a true narcissist. Like the true narcissist he is.
I heard that, mate.
Okay, well, you scared me.
Oh, thanks. Okay, scared you didn't listen to walk by and eat the scared.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, sweetheart, don't worry.
Okay, I'm
You're
sorry.
probably more dangerous than me. You're probably more evil than me. Look at the hair you're saying. You're wrong. Little stoner.
Okay, that was terrifying. What the? I'm shaking. That was scary. It was coming right at me. And so obviously I'm gonna be scared.
It's evident that a man holding a broken bottle suddenly appeared out of nowhere and approached Megan. Terrified for her life, Megan immediately picked up her camera and started distancing herself from the man. During this time, the man started talking to her and assured her that he was not there to harm anyone. However, by this point, Megan had already seen enough warning signs indicating that the man was probably up to no good. As a result, she immediately picked up her belongings and started walking away from him. It's still unclear whether the man actually meant any harm, but based on his behavior, it's very likely that he had some very sinister intentions. The man initially sneaked up on Megan while holding a broken bottle, potentially intending to harm her. But when he saw that she was recording and realized he'd been caught, he came up with an excuse for his actions and began assuring her that he wasn't a threat. Megan, however, wasn't convinced at all and wisely chose to distance herself and walk away from the man.
As Casper started to say, what a weirdo, get a job.
Fortunately, the man didn't end up following her, and Megan safely made it out of the woods without any harm.
And then he's like, "You're probably more scary than me. Your dark hair and your veins."
If you've enjoyed the video so far, it would mean a lot if you considered subscribing.
Done.
Over 95% of you watching haven't subscribed yet. Your support really helps the channel grow, and in return, I promise to keep bringing you guys the best quality content. Now let's get back to the video. In June of 2021, a YouTuber named Corey uploaded a terrifying video titled Ritualistic Encounter in the Backwoods to his channel The Abandoned Boys. His channel is dedicated to urban exploration, and he often shares footage of his bizarre encounters while exploring various abandoned locations throughout the United States. In this particular video, Corey decided to explore a remote forest located in Martinsville, Virginia. According to Corey, the forest is rumored to have a history of being a satanic ritual site. Since then, the forest has gained a reputation for being haunted. Even now, there have been multiple reports of people performing satanic rituals in the forest at night. Despite all of this, Corey set out to explore.
It's always satanic, it's not just Wicca. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not saying Satanists don't go down the woods to have parties and stuff, but Satanism is not like Hollywood, disappointingly enough. Because when I looked into it, I thought, oh, it's nothing like the Devil Rides Out. Nothing cool like that with orgies and running around naked in the woods. Oh no, nothing cool like that. It's like, God.
The forest alone in the middle of the night. As he began his exploration, he ventured deep into the woods to locate the ritualistic site. However, just a few minutes into his exploration, Corey suddenly started hearing some strange noises coming from the woods, and that's when he encountered something truly disturbing.
That's some dangerous backwoods. Heard a lot of stuff goes
Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying there's no weirdos out there, but
on out here, so I'm here tonight to check it out. Come with me on this journey. Let's get it. Kind of far in, hiked in kind of far. Hopefully it all goes well, but definitely creepy. Been hearing stuff. I don't know. It's crazy. That's what we're working with tonight. Hearing stuff. You hear that? What the hell?
sounds like a goat.
Whoa. What the f... Yeah, hear that?
After Corey heard the strange noise, he listened intently and tried to make sense of its source. Although it's hard to pinpoint exactly what caused those strange noises. They do oddly resemble the sounds of a cat crying.
Cat? Oh, yeah.
Whoa. What the Yeah, hear that?
If this was actually the sound of a cat crying, then this encounter becomes even more alarming, especially since the forest is known to be haunted and also a place where individuals perform satanic rituals. And if anyone in the site saw Corey approaching them, things could escalate quickly. But Corey didn't think too much about this detail and eventually decided to investigate the noise. However, as he started to walk in the direction of the noise, that's when he encountered something that sent him running out of the forest.
What the hell?
I'm not saying it is, but I've got a feeling that it's fake because it's like, even, I'm not saying it's not impossible, but normally with satanic rituals there's a bit of words in, like hell, you know, at least Latin or some sort of ritual words, you know what I mean? They just don't go in the woods going, ah, ah, ah. You know what I mean? It looks like someone doing a really bad film, you know what I mean?
Y'all seeing this? Y'all see this? What the hell is that? Hey, what's going on? Scratch this film.
Let the cat go, we have found a new sacrifice.
After Corey followed the noises, he was startled to see a group of people dressed in all black, performing their rituals and making strange noises. Disturbingly, one of them immediately pulled out a weapon and began approaching him. After noticing the man, Corey cautiously started walking back and began distancing himself. During this time, Corey politely called out to him, but the man, without speaking a single word, continued following him. Terrified for his life, Corey immediately rushed out of the woods and managed to safely escape the man. It's still unclear why the man dressed in black was trying to harm Corey, but based on his behavior that night, it's very likely that he didn't want Corey to be that close to their ritual site. As a result, he pulled out his weapon and began following Corey. If Corey hadn't backed up or had continued approaching the individuals, they would have most likely ambushed or attacked him. Fortunately for Corey, he immediately rushed out of the forest and managed to escape the potentially dangerous situation without any harm. In December of 2024, a YouTuber named Sarah uploaded a chilling video.
I'm not saying he fakes stuff on his channel necessarily, but that looks a bit suspect. You know what I mean? It's like, yes, there are weirdos, and there's people. You got people and people who, you know, who do generally go in the woods, but they don't. They wouldn't hurt you. You know, like the Wicca. Sometimes they do like moon rituals. Sometimes, you know, they have a little. You know, if they live out in the city and they've got no parks or anywhere to go to, so to speak, you know, you ain't better than connecting to the woods. And I'm not saying you don't get weirdos out there, but I think it's an actual genuine satanic group, because it's going off really bad, cliche sort of low budget, straight to DVD sort of vibes. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, it's like, seriously? I'll just drop kick him. I'll be like, or be like, no. It's like, I'll be like, what the fuck is this noise? I mean, I'll probably just like, no, you're doing it wrong. And then, you know, put Alka-Seltzer in my mouth and pretend I've been possessed by a demon. They actually shit themselves. Like, oh my God, it's working.
Titled Disturbing Encounter While Solo Camping, to her channel Wandering Gypsy. Sarah's channel is dedicated to outdoor exploration, and she frequently posts footage of her travels across the United States in her Jeep Wrangler. In this particular video, Sarah set out on a solo overnight camping trip in the desert of Utah. As she begins her video, she ventures deep into the desert to find a suitable spot for her campsite. After driving for a while, Sarah discovered a secluded area and decided to set up camp for the night. Once she was all set up, she prepared her coffee and started exploring the nearby surroundings. During her exploration, Sarah was surrounded by the beautiful view of nature, and she enjoyed the peaceful and quiet surroundings. And it did appear as though she was completely alone in the desert, as she didn't hear or see anything that suggested anyone was nearby. However, just moments later, while she was walking around her campsite, Sarah suddenly spotted a red car approaching her, and that's when things started to take a turn for the worse for Sarah.
No signs of humans, no signs of wildlife, just hear a bunch of crazy birds chirping. And one of the things I like to do when setting up camp too is scoping out the place, is look on the ground for like wild animal poop. And the only poop that I see on the ground is this cow.
After Sarah saw the red car coming towards her, she immediately got back in her Jeep. Disturbingly, the car stayed at the end of the dirt road and continued blocking her exit for almost 10 minutes. By this point, Sarah had already seen enough warning signs, indicating that the man inside probably had some very sinister intentions. As a result, she was consumed with fear and anxiety over everything she was witnessing, and all she could do now was stay inside her Jeep and hope that the man inside wasn't a threat. Sarah then kept a close eye on the car, and that's when she noticed the man staring directly at her.
What a weirdo.
Well, and that's another thing I've been dealing with. For me to be sitting here at my Jeep in this secluded spot, which I'm about to leave, and then that red truck just pulls up, and the truck just continues to sit there. And then when he pulls off, his window is rolled down, and he's staring right at me when he pulls off. So just stuff like that gets under my skin. Because now I found this awesome campsite, and I have to leave. Because now I am worried and paranoid that once it gets dark or in the middle of the night, could this guy come back because he knows I'm here by myself? I'm over it. So now I have to leave and I have to go find me another campsite now.
Fortunately for Sarah, the red car eventually left her alone. However, to Sarah's absolute shock, as the car was leaving, she noticed a man wearing a mask staring directly at her. To make matters even more disturbing, Sarah later revealed that she had recently been dealing with a stalker. For the last couple of months, every time she went camping, she would notice someone stalking her from a distance. If this was the same stalker she had encountered previously, then this encounter becomes even more alarming, especially since the area where she'd been camping was located in a pretty remote part of the desert. If the man were to come back again, things could escalate quickly. But fortunately for Sarah, even though she was frustrated over what she was dealing with, she wisely chose to leave the area and safely made it out of the desert without any harm. In January of 2025, a British YouTuber named James uploaded a video titled "Scary Van Life Park Up Caught on Camera" to his channel By the Curb. His channel primarily focuses on outdoor exploration, and he often documents footage of his everyday life as he travels across the UK in his camper van. In this particular video, James decided to go on a solo road trip to Sunderland, a city located in England. As James begins his journey, he drives all day and eventually reaches his destination. He then parks his van near the road and settles down. As night begins to set in, James decides to call it a night and eventually goes to sleep. However, just moments later, he was suddenly awakened by noises coming from outside his van, and that's when James encountered something truly disturbing.
on the front. His father was a bit. His father, his grandfather, was a pitman, and I'm the back. Did not work no one. I'm not at the third door. I'm not at the private league. I'm not a first English footballer. And now Reaper, do you know what it means? You see when you put on the dead people who you're supposed to love. Constant, I've never heard this one.
What a weirdo.
Modern technology. Look, what was that like this on there? You're a cameraman?
After James heard someone knocking and looked out of his window, he was startled to see a man shouting and staring directly at him. Although it's hard to comprehend what he was saying, his aggressive tone indicated that the man was yelling some pretty harsh things towards James, and he probably had some very sinister intentions. The man continued yelling and kept on knocking on the window for almost 10 minutes. By this point, James had no idea whether to stay inside or go out and confront him. However, since he wasn't carrying anything to protect himself, and considering the man could easily be carrying a knife or any other weapon, he ultimately decided the smartest thing to do was to stay inside the van. And all James could do now was hope the man would go away on his own.
So I've got some nutter shouting outside van. Get my shoes on. It's still there, look. It's coming back.
Fortunately for James, the man did get tired of yelling and eventually left him alone. It's hard to determine whether the man was trying to break into the van or trying to harm James, but based on his actions that night, it's most likely that the man was under the influence. The man initially approached the camper van, and as soon as he realized James was inside, he started knocking and yelling at James, potentially intending to provoke and lure him to get out of the van. However, James made the wise choice of not getting out of his van to confront the man, because encounters of this nature often end with campers getting harassed or even attacked by people with sinister intentions. Fortunately for James, he managed to avoid the potentially dangerous situation without getting harmed. In July of 2024, a YouTuber named Darina uploaded a video titled "Scary Place in the Haunted Pine Barrens" to her channel The Walking Cam. Darina's channel is dedicated to urban exploration, and she often shares footage of her exploring various haunted and abandoned locations throughout the United States. In this particular video, Darina set out to explore the ruins of the abandoned Silica Sand Company, located in the Pine Barrens of New Jersey. For anyone unfamiliar with this location, the Pine Barrens covers approximately 1.1 million acres and represents about 22% of New Jersey's total land area. The location is also known for its numerous well-maintained trails and campsites and is a popular destination for hikers and campers. However, the Pine Barrens' dense forest has historically provided cover for illicit activities and criminal operations, contributing to its
That's the thing is, these like people are way more dangerous than ghosts.
reputation as a place where crime could go undetected. Despite all this, Darina decided to go on a solo exploration of the Pine Barrens. As she begins her video, she ventures deep into the woods to locate the abandoned ruins. After walking for a while, she finally discovered the ruins and found that the various machinery and equipment had been severely damaged, and whatever remained was covered with creepy graffiti and writings. Darina then left the ruins and decided to venture further into the woods. However, this is when she stumbled upon something extremely disturbing.
Wow.
It's evident that numerous trees are plastered with posters of missing people. This detail is particularly alarming given that the area where Darina discovered these posters is located in a very remote part of the forest, along with the fact that the Pine Barrens are known to have a history of criminal activity, indicating that the individual responsible for putting up the posters could be a criminal or even a serial killer. Some serial killers are known to leave clues at crime scenes intentionally, seeking notoriety or a challenge for law enforcement. It's also possible the posters were placed by the suspect to mislead investigators and deter them from the actual crime scene. However, these claims are merely my own theory and haven't been confirmed or verified. Ultimately, it's up to you to decide whether what Darina discovered in the woods was simply an elaborate prank or something more sinister. In October of 2023, a British YouTuber named Mike uploaded a rather bizarre video titled "The Woods I Will Never Camp In Again" on his channel Novice Wild Camper. Mike's channel is all about wild camping, with frequent videos showcasing his camping experiences in different parts of the UK. In this particular video, Mike decided to go on a solo overnight camping trip in the woods somewhere in the UK. Mike begins his video by venturing deep into the woods to find a good place to camp for the night. While exploring, he stumbles upon some peculiar footprints on the trail. He figures they must belong to a dog walker and continues on his way. After walking for a while, Mike finds a good spot and sets up his campsite. After setting up his camp, he shows his viewers the various camping gear he'd brought, and this is when he mentions hearing some strange noises nearby, but yet again he dismisses them, thinking it's just a small animal and doesn't think much of it. As the night begins to set in, Mike enjoys his dinner and decides to go to bed. However, at around 3 a.m., Mike was suddenly awakened by a series of rocks hitting the side of his tent, and this is when things take a very disturbing turn for Mike.
There's a huge amount of noises around here. Sounds like Bigfoot was throwing rocks at the hammock. I've had a couple of near misses and a couple of hits, but yeah, going for a fun night. See you in the morning. Well, I'll be honest, this is the first time I've ever done this. I'm actually sitting back in my car now. 3 o'clock, it just started hammering down with rain. After the rain started, I could just hear crashing around that got nearer and nearer and nearer to my hammock. And every time I moved or got out to check, it stopped. But the weirdest thing was, suddenly by my hammock, massive thud hits the ground. I jumped up and there's a rock on the floor that wasn't there. And I'm just laying there listening. And then another one. This went on 3 or 4 times at least. And then a large branch hit my tarp. And every time I jumped up and got out, there was no movement, there was no nothing now. But this has completely freaked me out.
Mike mentioned that he heard rocks hitting his tent and heard some strange noises that were getting louder and louder, leading him to believe something or someone was closing in on him. However, when he went outside to investigate, the noises would suddenly stop. But as soon as he went back inside, the noises would start again. Disturbed by these bizarre encounters, he left his campsite and went back to his car. He anxiously stayed in his car until sunrise and eventually returned to his campsite. However, as he tried to make sense of what he had just witnessed, he heard the strange and mysterious noises once again.
This is seriously the weirdest forest I've ever camped in. I got back here and suddenly the tree next to me just crashes and the bushes are all shaking, but there's nothing in it, there's nothing there. It's full of creatures and animals running around. Things are just crashing down around me. It's all quiet and suddenly it happens. I don't like it here. I'm getting packed up. I'm under my tarp, cracking on that quilt, and there's this crash behind me. This doesn't land coming down. It bounces towards me. It hit the floor and was still rolling towards me. This place is freaked out. I am never coming back here again.
After hearing the strange noises for the second time, Mike, afraid for his life, immediately packed up his belongings and left the woods. On his way back to his car, he suddenly ran into someone walking near the woods, and their brief encounter quickly took a very disturbing turn.
I just got back to the car, and bearing in mind this road is like a dead-end road. No one comes down here, and for the entire night, no one has come down here. But I've come down here, and as I've stepped out of the woods, literally the entrance to go in there is just there. And there's a man just walking down the road by me, and he saw me, and he went, "All right?" And I was like, "All right." He went, "You been camping in the woods?" I said, "Yeah, just a little hammock camp." And he says, "You're brave." I said, "Why is that?" And he went, "People have done it before, no one's lasted." I said, "What do you mean?" And he just laughed, and he went, "You know what I mean." I walked off. But yeah, I won't pinpoint it to say avoid this place, but I'm never going to come back here again.
The man mentioned that Mike was brave to have spent the night in the woods, and when Mike asked why, he told him about the dark history of deaths there and then just walked off. The man's identity and the truthfulness of his claims remain unknown, but to be safe, Mike kept the location of the woods a secret from his viewers to avoid them from going in there. It is still unclear whether Mike's experience was paranormal or something more sinister like a serial killer lurking in the woods. However, the lack of information about the man and the woods leaves the source of Mike's strange experience a complete mystery.
Well then, that was Cursed Notes. A bit of a double feature there for you. They were good, weren't they? Some of the ghost ones are a bit spooky, but it's the people ones that were the freakiest. You know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck's that about? So yeah. Anyway, as always, thank you for taking the time to watch these with me. If you like the video, hit the like, and if you're new to the channel and you made it this far, then please subscribe, because it will go a long way to help me out. But most importantly of all, it'd be great to have you with us. Until next time, take care and be well.